I Love Torah, Sofer Stam by Reb Moshe. Finest quality tefillin, mezuzot, Sifrei Torah and Megillah, using Kabbalistic Kavanas and daily mikveh immersion. Don't settle for less. Visit I Love Torah Sofer Stam today.
Has Israel cut a deal for kidnapped soldiers? That's the question being asked in Israel today, as reports abound that Israel and Hezbollah may have reached an agreement by which Eldad Regev and Ehud Goldwasser will be freed in exchange for at least 4 Lebanese prisoners and murderer Samir Kuntar, imprisoned in Israel since 1979.
The Yediot Achronot newspaper has revealed that Israel has offered to release terrorist Samir Kuntar and 4 other Lebanese prisoners in exchange for kidnapped IDF soldiers Eldad Regev and Ehud Goldwasser. Hezbollah has not as of yet accepted the deal, but Hassan Nasrallah, the General Secretary of Hezbollah, said in a speech that Kuntar would soon be free.
I always said, be calm regarding the plan to release prisoners. The release of prisoners is our obligation and promise. The release of prisoners will be carried out by us with the help of God. Very soon, Samir Kuntar and Samir's brother will be with you in Lebanon.
In 1979, Kuntar led a terrorist attack on Israel as a member of the Marxist Palestinian Liberation Front. Kuntar led a group of 4 terrorists who entered Israel by rubber motor boat. They arrived at the town of Nahariya and killed a policeman before entering an apartment building and taking Danny Haran and his daughter hostage. Police soon arrived and Kuntar and the other terrorists retreated to the beach. As Israeli forces closed in, Kuntar killed Danny with a rifle butt in front of his daughter, Einat. Kuntar then beat Einat over the head with a rock until she was also dead. The Lebanese terrorist later explained he killed Danny first, so the last thing Einat would see was her father's death. Kuntar is wildly popular among Arabs throughout the Middle East, regardless of political or religious leanings. Despite the report, relatives of the soldiers are skeptical a deal is near, or that the soldiers are even alive. Israeli intelligence believes both soldiers were wounded during their kidnapping, and no proof of life has been offered by Hezbollah. Shlomo Goldwasser, the father of kidnapped soldier Ehud Goldwasser, said, "I don't believe Nasrallah. If the man truly cares about Samir Kuntar and the other prisoners, he would at least allow Red Cross representatives to visit the kidnapped soldiers in Lebanon." Samir Kuntar's brother Bashar has declared that he was told by Hezbollah that he would have positive news on the freedom of his brother within 30 days. Ofer Dekel, the former Shin Bet deputy chief appointed by Prime Minister Ehud Olmert to oversee the return of the kidnapped soldiers, met over the past few months with the German mediator Gerhard Konrad in an attempt to come to an agreement between Israel and Hezbollah. A breakthrough was reached when Konrad sent Hezbollah Israel's last offer, the release of Kuntar and 4 others for Goldwasser and Regev. Jerusalem is currently waiting for Hezbollah's answer to the offer, but the expectations for an upcoming deal are not high on the Israeli side.
On Monday, member of Knesset Aryeh Eldad of the National Union attacked efforts to retreat from the Golan by quoting Israel's criminal code.
מי שעשה מעשה שיש בו כדי להוציא שטח משטחי המדינה מתחום ריבונותה דינו מיתה. כתוב בחוק הישראלי.
Leaders of the Golan community and dozens of members of Knesset took part in an emergency meeting in the wake of last week's nearly simultaneous announcements by the Syrian government and Prime Minister Olmert that negotiations were already underway with the Ba'athist dictatorship. Despite this, most Kadima party member of Knesset's opposed surrendering the Golan. Eldad also took the issue up with Attorney General Meni Mazuz, requesting an investigation be launched against the premier. Reactions flooded in from all ends of the political spectrum, with member of Knesset Ron Cohen of Meretz, which supports surrendering territory, saying he intends to file a complaint against the National Union member of Knesset with the Attorney General. Eldad responded, the Golan was annexed to Israel in 1981 and falls under the territory defended by the Penal Code. Cohen claimed that the Penal Code only applies to private citizens and not the government. Opposition leader, member of Knesset Benjamin Netanyahu of the Likud, called on member of Knesset Eldad to rescind his statements saying his words are unacceptable and unworthy. In a democracy, differences of opinion are decided at the polling booth and not in any other way. American businessman Moshe Morris Talansky arrived at the Jerusalem District Courthouse today to give a deposition on the accusations against Prime Minister Ehud Olmert.
Talansky's deposition was given in English before District Court Chief Justice Mosiah Arad and the Honorable Jacob Zavan and Moshe Sobel. Talansky recounted his relationship with Prime Minister Ehud Olmert from the beginning. Talansky told the court how the two met when Olmert was health minister, and Talansky was raising funds for the Shaarei Tzedek Medical Center in Jerusalem and ABC Gear during the Gulf War. Talansky said, "We became close. I saw that he wanted to run for mayor of Jerusalem, that he believed in a strong, united city. We used to call him the Prince of Likud. I truly loved him." In 1992, Talansky asked Olmert what kind of financial assistance he needed in his run for mayor. I asked him why I couldn't just write him a check, and he said it was because of the way the money was routed. So I gave him cash. I didn't benefit or get any advantages out of my relationship with him. I kept funneling funds through former Olmert Bureau Chief Shula Zaken until 2005, when the relationship ended. The state prosecutor produced a partial log seized from Zaken's office showing transactions totaling $72,000. Olmert called and told me he needed a lot of money for the primaries. I got somewhere between $68,000 to $70,000 and gave it to him. When Talansky was asked what the money was used for, he replied, "Olmert said the funds were used for primary expenses, like when you run for elections. Some of the money was spent on that. I know some went to cigars. He likes expensive cigars, expensive pens." Talansky recounted a trip by the premier to the U.S., which Talansky covered, costing $5,000. Olmert, he added, also received a $30,000 loan for a family vacation in Italy, which was never repaid. Talansky's deposition may take a total of 3 days and was set to clarify questions surrounding his relationship with Olmert pertaining to the alleged illegal transactions between the two.
Legendary basketball stars Dr. J and Rick Barry are visiting Israel, brought in by Migdal Or. INN TV's Yoni Kopinski met the NBA and ABA legends.
Hey now, you're an all-star. Get your game on, go play. Hey now, you're a rock star. Get the show on.
Two of the greatest NBA legends of all time came to visit Israel. The crowd waiting for Rick Barry and the amazing Dr. J, Julius Erving, were excited.
Dr. J is coming to Israel.
What do you know about Dr. J?
He's a basketball player.
Dr. J is going to come. I didn't know about him before like yesterday.
Dr. J was the best basketball player ever. He was the Michael Jordan of our generation.
I'm excited. Last time I saw him in person, I was 13. I have a picture with him then signed.
And he's here to run clinics, I guess, and with Migdal Or.
Rick Barry and Dr. J are guests for 1 week of the Migdal Or organization as part of the NBA Legends Goodwill Tour to Israel. Migdal Or helps children at risk, and all proceeds of the event will benefit the 6,500 children helped by the organization.
One of the things that we did was arrange a basketball game between Maccabi Tel Aviv and the New York Knicks. As a result of that, we developed a relationship with the people from the NBA, and this trip over here, this Goodwill trip by Rick Barry and by Julius Erving, Dr. J, is a result of that first visit.
How exactly does this help Migdal Or?
They're coming over here to work with the kids. We wanted to have a couple of more prominent people in America to understand what Israel is, to understand part of the issues involved, and to understand, and let me restate that, to help the children. So that's why they're running a clinic here. They're going to run one in Tel Aviv and one in Migdal Emek tomorrow.
It's a real pleasure for me to be here with Mr. Rick Barry. It's nice to be here and not have to guard him. That was a long time ago.
During the visit, Dr. J and Rick are conducting basketball clinics throughout Israel, shooting hoops together, touring Israel, and meeting with representatives of government and industry from all walks of Israeli life.
This morning we had the wonderful opportunity to go to the Holocaust Museum. So we're covering a lot of territory in a very short period of time. And we're just very, very thankful that people everywhere we've gone have been very gracious in terms of receiving us.
Israel is a wonderful state. I have many, many friends at home who've been a part of my life, all of my life, who have family here. And therefore what happens in Israel influences what they think about on a day-to-day basis. And I've shared that with them. So because it's important to them, it's important to me.
That wraps up today's newscast. Join us again tomorrow for another edition here at Arutz Sheva Israel National News. This is Elliot Koh from all of us here. God bless and all the best.